as form of introduction, my name is David Mainwaring. I'm New Business Development Director for Survey Solutions in the UK. A bit about our background: we're a UK leading engineering survey and monitoring provider. The company is over 22 years old. When I started 6 years ago, we had 90 people, and now we're up to 180 people in the organisation, and a national presence of now 10 regional offices, which makes us extremely flexible and be able to act quickly and directly to our clients. We offer a broad range of structured and monitoring solutions, including environmental solutions for our clients, and we work across a diverse range of project sectors from MOD, construction, civil engineering, infrastructure. But what the project I want to speak to you about today was the ExCel Exhibition Centre in London. Just as way of introduction as well, Survey Solutions offer a broad range of CPDs that can be delivered on a regional basis by our survey manager or my colleague, our major clients director, Greg Norman, and it covers all disciplines of survey, engineering and monitoring. So a bit about this project. We're working for the principal contractor for the project of McLaren. We're working for the groundwork company Gallagher Group. The aim of the project was to increase the existing capacity of the existing ExCel Centre to make it Europe's largest fully integrated conference and exhibition centre. The scope of our work under the groundwork scheme was to monitor the newly constructed sheet pile wall to detect any potential movement during the excavation of the subsurface corridor. So basically, they're designing a corridor through the length of the project, which will house all of the infrastructure that will allow the exhibition centre to perform on a daily basis. So next, I'm just going to show you a small video. It's only a couple of minutes long, just to give you an idea of what the project was all about. So hopefully that gave you a good introduction to the project. Gallagher Group, who we were working for, the groundwork company, a long-serving client of ours, very well respected in the industry. When they gave us the specification for the project to monitor something, I'll show you the numbers in a minute, we initially thought of monitoring using total station, fully automated total station, but because of the longitudinal nature of the project and the limited line of sight that we had, we were looking at 8 to 10 total stations fully automated at a cost over the length of the project exceeding £300,000. So talking with the technical team at Move and visualising the UK as well, we devised a solution with Move sensor solution, which I'll describe in a minute, where we could significantly reduce this cost and still give them the security, the asset holders, the security that we were constantly monitoring 24/7 their structure. So by way of numbers, so I'll just move my screen because I've got a picture of your birthday straight over the top of the numbers. 180 metres was the total length of excavation of this new service corridor. 3,000 cubic tons of cubic meters of materials to be excavated. The project was broken up into 6 corridors, so 6 sections as we went through the project, from the existing ExCel Centre out between the 2 hotels to the east of the exhibition hall, which people who know the area will understand that was a bit of derelict land. And then 48 was the total number of triaxial tilt sensors, 8 per section, that we installed throughout the duration of the project. 12 weeks to complete each of the 6 sections, making the project just under 18 months in total. And the most important number for our clients was 0 hours, and that was the number of hours lost due to unexpected sheet pile movements, which was the most successful story of all. So if we look at this picture here, you can see the extent of the existing ExCel on the left, and the right-hand side was phased through. We've got 2 curved buildings here, a hotel, another hotel, walkways through, the Docklands light rail infrastructure, the existing ExCel Centre. So the prime objective of our monitoring for the project was safety of general public who were travelling between these hotels and the exhibition centre while it has been live the whole time. The safety of the workforce that were working in the trenches. And then the third point was making sure that there was 0, or never 0, but as minimal within tolerance movement as possible, so they can continue their excavation works uninterrupted, which they did and were pleased about, obviously. So these are the excavation drawings going from the first one, sections 1 and 2. I said it was split into 6 sections. On the left-hand side of section 1 and 2, this is where it meets and abuts up to the existing halls. You can see the corrugated sheet piling all the way around, of which is 180 metres, but about 400 metres of sheet piling was installed to a depth of 10 metres. Once that was installed, they started the top part of the excavation down to about 1 metre, 1.5 metres, so that they could put in the supports and the trusses across to make sure when they excavated to the full depth of 5 metres, the trenches were propped and the workforce can work comfortably inside. And then the 5th and the 6th section was going out further east towards the hotel, where it had sort of a big ring at the end where they had stairwells, lifts as well to get through to the service areas. So I just realigned the first phase of the drawing so it sort of aligns to the drawing so you can make sense of it. On the right-hand side here, you can see this is where it abuts to the existing east face of the ExCel Centre. So the service trench should be coming through. You can see an operative in the bottom of the trenches here. And this is paramount, ultimate safety, making sure that these people are working. You can see the rebars being constructed for the pour of concrete. The trusses were put in for the props, and you'll see in very small here, our Move Solutions triaxial tilt sensors. So these sensors, we've got a good working relationship, as I said, of several years with Move Solutions. We have in excess of 400 different sensors, but the majority being tilt sensors. So each of these have a life expectancy, the battery life of 5 to 7 years. So extremely economical. They're the only point that needed power was the communications gateway, which was housed in the port cabins, the site offices with 24-hour power source. They're able on the single node to pick up the low RAR communication to over 200 sensors. Like I said, there was only 72 employees, so we only had 1 gateway. So there's 1 power source and 1 gateway through the whole of the construction. Again, this is another button sticking out, but you can see slightly better here the tilt sensors. So 3 along here. The reason we have 3 in the rows, we can look for deformation as well. So rather than giving you just the movements, we could give you any sort of heave or settlement that's happening between the sensors. When we installed the tilt sensors, a monitoring target was put onto each one, because you may or may not be aware, but tilt sensors will just give you a movement in 3 axes. They will not give you a coordinate movement. So it won't tell you it started at east in northing XXX, and then it's now moved to a new coordinates. So if we do detect movement on any of the sensors that exceeds or breaches the predefined tolerances from the civil engineers, we'll then go in and resurvey them to give them an absolute coordinate difference so that they can make plans and then do some temporary works or remediation works to continue. But like I said, they had 0 hours down. It was just peace of mind that kept them going throughout the projects and kept everybody safe, which was their penultimate goal. There's only one temporary closure, and that was the Formula E that came through the middle of the site. Incredibly, we can see in the background there's our site offices for McLaren and Gallagher. DLR was still running live, and they held the Grand Prix there last year, which is happening again next month. The trenches have now been finished, but you can see at the end they're coming just past. This was last July, so they're just coming past the first hotel while construction was underway, and managed to safely run a Grand Prix while the works were set down for 10 days. And this is the current progress. So now the trench is in, the superstructure has gone up, and this picture was taken about 3 or 4 weeks ago when I visited an exhibition at the ExCel Centre, and they allowed me to go up in one of their MUPs and take a photograph of progress. Firstly, I'd like to thank Move Solutions for being a great partner with us here and being able to come up with an idea that we went back to the structural engineers and made them aware. I think it was the educating the actual clients into the technologies that we can use in keeping their keeping their work sites as safe as possibly can. So thank you for your attention, and I'll hand back over to Gilberto.